everyone, it's Annette Green here. Welcome back. If you're new, welcome. I am working in my weekly 2023 memory keeping planner, my black planner, vintage black from Elizabeth Craft Designs. I'm working through every week of my life in 2023, and we are getting too full in the first one, so I have a second one going here, which we started a few weeks ago. And I got a comment about how maybe I didn't have a dashboard. Was I going to have a dashboard? You know, a dashboard is like your intro page here. It doesn't usually have pictures. It just sort of has a description on what's coming kind of thing. And for now, I don't have one for the second binder. I don't think I'm going to, but what I did do is I took one of the page dies and I cut some acetate just to protect this first page. Which I think is going to be great because right now we don't have a full page pocket page. Maybe someday, but in the meanwhile, I figured that was a good way to protect these photos here. And certainly you could do this between each of your pages if you like. So we're on week 30. That was 29, 30, and man, oh man, am I busy. So lots and lots of packing, decisions to be made. We physically will be moving. Today is Saturday, so we'll be moving officially starting Tuesday and then out for good on Thursday into our new place. So it's been all about that. I've been doing a lot of things with my new release that's coming out soon, but I really can't show you anything quite yet, so we're not even going to include that, even though I did a lot of that this week. We're just going to get right to week 30 and the moving page, the packing page, and all that. This is what my page looks like. It's already pre-cut, and I am going to just get started because I already did a lot of this last night with the, kind of time pressure I'm under and packing away everything. I'm starting to dwindle on supply. So anyway, I printed out our little floor plan of our new place because I thought, that's just kind of fun, and I have it on just some cardstock that's going to coordinate. I have made several decisions here with photos and mats, and this is one of them. And again, I'm using that dark kind of pine green color for a reason. So I stamped those, and I stamped those using my stamp set from earlier. One of three. The Happy stamp set. And so I use this frame right here, and it's got all this other great stuff on it that you've seen me use quite a few times. But I did use that, and I stamped 3 of them, same color. I did one for journaling, and I have some little pink lines there and some pink around the edges. So that leads me to my next thing, and that was we were standing in Home Depot, and I was trying to come up with some color scheme for my craft room. Been looking around on Pinterest for some ideas, and this craft room here is just that plain, basic apartment gray, very boring. And I'm not a super huge pink person, but for whatever reason, something is telling me to go with a really, really pale pinkish peach color. And so that's what you see here. It's Nutmeg Frost is going to be my craft room color. And all the walls will be that color. And this is just an accent color of that pine green that I will probably work into the decor as time goes on. You'll see. But I thought that I would play off on the whole, the things you do before you move, like making paint color decisions and having your floor plan. I've got a picture of our new place. I've got a picture of a bunch of boxes, kind of boring. And then I did stamp out my bee a couple of times, and the bee comes from the Honey Bee stamp set. There's a couple different sizes there. I used the 2 small ones. There's another one there you can fussy cut around. But I've just stamped them onto some pink colored cardstock I did with the Tattered Rose Distress, which is kind of close to the color my wall's going to be. So that's kind of what's been triggering me here for this idea. All right, so I've got all this stuff, and I do have a plan, of course. But first, my printer, everyone asks, is a Canon Pixma TR8620. I use HP Advanced glossy photo paper for my little photos. I print them out on an 8.5 by 11 and just cut them apart. So that's how I get them so small and so nice. And of course I sized them to fit right in here. And I even kind of nipped off the corners so it matched the stamp here a little bit. So that's going to go in there. And this one's going to go in here. And so I was thinking about the whole paint chip idea. And, you know, I didn't really notice where I was looking how they had those paint chips already, like all the different shades of pink, let's say. So I thought, well, I'd just make my own. Maybe they had them, I didn't see them, and I didn't have this idea then. So I thought, well, I'm just going to color some cardstock with different shades of Distress inks, pinks, and fake it and make my own kind of little swatch card here. So I just have a square of white, not square, a rectangle. And then I just did these 3 shades of pink with a little bit of space between. I'm going to glue that together, and it sort of looks like a paint swatch, right? So it's just going to be a little decorative treatment on the page. All right, so my plan is this, and that is that I am going to put my 2 rectangles that are vertical over here, my horizontal of our apartment there, and my little paint swatch up there, and then the floor plan maybe overlapping there. I have my whole reinforcements started. I'm using this little stitched square, and these are from reinforcements number 3. And I did it in this blue because there's blue in the sky here. So I'll finish putting these on. And of course I have my number 30 for week 30, and that comes from the stitched letters and numbers set like I've been doing each week. And again, if you're new, I do have a playlist. It's the week by week series. Every week I've saved a video in there, so you can always go back and look, get ideas, and see the products that I'm using, and the links are always below, of course. And when you use my links to shop, you get 10% off your entire order with Elizabeth Craft Designs. Sometimes I link to my Amazon favorites, and that is not a 10% thing, but it still gets you to the things that I love and I like to use. Okay, so I've got the reinforcements on there. I've got the number 30 cut out of pink, but I think I want to incorporate a little more of that pine green. So I took the negative like I've done before, and I cut a piece of that pine green the same shape and size behind it. And of course we have to pop back in that. We don't have to, but I'm going to. And that's going to be just coming off the side over here. So it's kind of the plan, but you see how everything's kind of, this is the only thing that's overlapping. And I talk about this a lot. I don't like things just floating and not touching. So that's where I think my bees are going to come in. So I'm going to work those in these open places to join the elements a little bit. See, we have this little bike tire down here in the picture. You probably can't see it, but I couldn't really crop it out when I took the photo, so I think that's a good place for a bee. And then I have one more little one that may go up here. I don't know yet. Probably up there or here. Oh, that's a good place because that's a big white area. I don't know. We'll see. All right, I have everything pretty much down. I just have to get my little bees on here. And so while I'm doing that, I thought we'd chat. You might wonder, like, why bees? Well, if you know me by now, you know I just love bees. But bees might make it into my decor of the craft room in some fashion. I don't know how yet. We'll see. But I am hoping to do a little, craft room tour once I get a little more in there and settled and actually have a decorating plan. Get everything in place. So it's going to be, it won't be next week for sure, but it's going to be a couple of weeks. And I'll be excited to share that with you. But as I put on my last bee, I'm thinking this is the completion of this page. So I hope that you've enjoyed it. I do have a little decision to make here. Is that where I wanted that? Did I want that bee there? Did I have it down there? Gosh, now I don't know. Well, these two bees are going to be a little close together. Or maybe it needs to be up there. I don't know now. I think there. Let's just stick it there. It seemed too close right there. Even though I know there's a lot of white space there, but I think that's it. Okay, page is done. Next week for sure, I will be broadcasting from the new craft space. So that's exciting. I thank you guys all for sending me well wishes, good luck with the move, all that stuff. It's really not that overwhelming. I mean, yeah, it's a lot of boxes to pack and going up and down the stairs and all that stuff, but we're having some help and we're very organized. And because we live in an apartment and we're going to another apartment, we really don't have a ton of stuff like we used to have when we were in our house. So that helps quite a bit. All right, everybody. I'm excited to see you next time in my new craft space. Thank you for watching and see you next week.